Yo guys, it's Britt coming to you live, and I want to talk about tonight how to feel loved by all of life, you guys. And I'm really feeling that right now. I'm really feeling that, you guys. And I didn't always feel like this, but lately I just feel really loved and supported by literally all of life. And I don't mean that like everybody is loving me or anything. It's actually nothing to do with people, although the way that people are showing up in my life right now I really love too, but it's a soul feeling, okay? So, and say hi to me, you guys, when you're popping on here. I want you to know that, hey Layla, I want you to know that the actual soul version of you, hey Mike, the actual soul version of you is always connected with love. Okay, so the first thing that I want to say in this video is like, if you're wanting to bring in more love into your life, if you're wanting to feel more loved by the people in your life, it's a soul thing first, okay? And I want you to just open your mind to the idea, hey Zach, I want you to open your mind to the idea that you are actually so loved and that love is your natural response, okay? Because here's the thing, it actually is, okay? Hey Erica. Hello, lovely people. So, hey Jerry, love is the truth of who you are as a soul, okay? And what happens is that we grow up and we take on many limiting beliefs about ourselves and about all of life that, you know, make us feel that we're not loved, that it's not actually true, that people don't actually love us, that life doesn't actually love and support us, or that, you know, things just naturally have to be hard and, you know, we have to earn our love, or we have to, you know, like, be a certain way that's different than what we are in order to be loved or lovable. And while I'm not saying, you know, you should never improve yourself or anything, but that's not a condition that, you know, you will be loved if you only do certain things, right? Like, you are just loved because you are. And the reason I feel like I'm so fully in this energy, and actually, like, I just want to say too, we all are naturally connected with love. Like, it is our natural response. And you'll notice when you look around you, like, you'll start to see evidence of it, that people more naturally love than hate. And here's the thing too, when you're coming from a really solid place of love, you love others, okay? So one way to feel loved all the time that I'll tell you right here and now is just by realizing that as you are in love, you love others. So therefore, when others aren't loving you, it's because they are not connected to love, okay? It's not because you aren't loved by all of life. It's because they aren't tapped in to that energy. So one way you can really start to feel loved by all of life is recognizing that even when people aren't loving you in the way that you're wanting them to, the truth of the matter is they actually are at a soul level, but they just aren't able to be love in that moment, like from their personality level. Does that make sense, you guys? So like, think of a time in your life when you were like really fucking in love, either with a person or just like really in alignment, like maybe you're doing something you really love, maybe you're like up on the ski hill or you're shopping or whatever, and you know, think of how you felt in that moment. In that moment, you're a lot less likely to be, well, you're not focusing on what you hate about people, right? You're not focusing on like flaws in others. You're not like hurting people in that moment. You're just loving them. And actually in that moment of like pure bliss and alignment, you're just loving other people. Even if you don't necessarily like them, you love them because in that moment you are loved. So if you're a person that struggles with like feeling loved by others or feeling loved by men or like by the people in your life, just realize that like if other people aren't loving you, it's because they aren't connected to love, and you always have the power to connect back to love on your own. And when you're connected to love, you love all of them. Erica says, yes, lol, yes, 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 girl. Hey, Cynthia. I love your name, Cynthia. I love the name Cynthia. That was John Lennon's first wife's name, I believe. I love the Beatles, you guys. I love everything and everyone, you guys. I'm so fucking in love right now. Like, I just had to talk about this. But here's the thing too. Like, I'm talking about this on a video, but this isn't something that you can even teach with words, right? Like, love, the feeling of love, the feeling of being loved by all of life. It's not something I can just get on a video and fucking teach you how to do this. Like, this is a soul activation. This is not just a video of me talking. This is me awakening you to your soul's truth. And it's not even like you have to learn some things and read a book on it and like fucking like write an essay on how to feel loved. Like, no, this is a soul thing. It's actually about letting go of thoughts and letting go of everything in your mind that is saying to you that you aren't loved so that you can be loved, right? So nothing that I actually say in this video fucking matters. Like, you don't even have to hear a word of this, because all you have to do is open up to the idea that you are loved and that love is the truth of your soul, and allow that feeling in, right? Because it's a feeling. Like, feeling loved by all of life is a feeling. It's not something I can teach you. It's not something I can give you. Well, I can give it to you energetically, and I'm giving it to you energetically, like, through this video. But like, it's not like I just read a book and learned how to feel loved by all of life, right? Like, I practiced certain energetic healing techniques and like, you know, certain exercises that I do, which I'm going to share with you. Hey, Santi, what's up, babe? Love you, girl. Hey, Alan. So one of the first ways, or one of the first times, you guys, that I felt totally loved by all of life was in my very first theta healing session, okay? And I had felt this feeling other times. I didn't necessarily know what it was, but in this theta healing session, at the beginning of every theta healing session, I'm also a practitioner of theta healing. I don't really do it anymore because I use my own method, the Brittany Taylor method of healing now that I invented. I just kind of made my own, but I still connect with this energy all the time. So the way that you start a theta healing session is you download love from the creator of all that is. You download unconditional love. And I remember when I first sat down with this lady who did my first theta healing session on me, who ended up teaching me how to do theta healing too. I took all my courses with her. She's an amazing lady. Her name's Kelly Kiss. But anyway, so she was doing this session with me, and she was downloading the feeling of unconditional love into me. And I just remember like feeling it all throughout my body. Like, it's just pure love. And in that moment, everything is perfect. Nothing is missing. It's pure love. It's pure wholeness. It's like you have everything you need in that moment. So that was like my first experience of being unconditionally loved by God. Like, because with theta healing, we're bringing in love from the creator of all that is. And this does not subscribe to any religion, obviously, because a lot of religions don't believe that everybody gets to be loved by God, right? Like, only like certain fucking individuals, right? But like, when I connected with this feeling of unconditional love, it was like I just knew everything. I knew truth. Like, I knew my soul truth was love, right? So it's an experiential thing, right? It's not like I can just like teach it to you, right? But you can learn how to tap into it for yourself, right? And as you tap into this feeling more and more, and it's not something that you can just do once and then never fucking do it again. Like, this is a practice. Like, you need to do something every single day to connect you with unconditional love. And if you want to do something less spiritual to connect with love, another thing that I do is I just fucking listen to love songs, like, all the time. Especially in the morning. Like, oftentimes I'll start my morning like by just playing some love songs, and like love songs that I like. I mean, pick whatever love songs you like, or whatever songs connect you with the feeling of being loved, right? So you kind of want to create this fantasy in your head where the song is literally about you, and you just become one with the song, right? And then in that moment, that is your truth. Because here's the thing, you can't be in love and be in negative emotion at the same time. It's one or the other, right? So as you connect with that feeling of unconditional love in that moment, as you're listening to love songs or connecting with like the actual love of God, I mean, either way, whatever way you're gonna do this, right? In that moment, you are love. You are not separate from love. Like, in that moment, you are one with everything, and you are like totally connected with love. And so what you got to do, you guys, and this is how I started to feel totally loved by all of life, like all the time, and especially lately. What song is that? I don't know that song, Kat. Who's it by? So as you start to do this more and more, you guys, the world literally shifts to show you this new reality. Okay, and another thing that you can do is when you wake up in the morning, you can say something like, you know, today in this day, I want to see evidence that I'm loved by all of life. Okay, and just like set that intention that today you want to see evidence that you are loved by all of life. And when you do stuff like this, you'll notice that, you know, people open the door for you, or like, you know, people will buy you stuff, or like people will randomly come out of the blue and tell you just how wonderful you are. When you set the intention that you want to see how much you are loved, the entire world like conspires to show you this. But here's the thing, it's not enough to just say like, I want to feel loved. Okay, if you say that and you don't feel loved because you're holding on to so many limiting beliefs, which we all have lots of stuff going on in our heads, like reasons why we're not loved or reasons why the world is not loving. As you entertain those thoughts, you block love. Okay, you block the love. And it's not that the love isn't there. The love is always there. But as you entertain those thoughts that do not reflect the truth of your being, you block the love, you guys. You block it. So, like, the cool thing about life is you can choose whatever you want to believe, right? Like, you literally have a fucking choice. Like, you don't have to choose that you're loved by all of life. Like, you could choose that you're not loved by all of life. But, like, why the fuck would you not choose this belief if you have access to it, right? It just doesn't make sense. So we get to choose what we believe, right? And like, if we choose an empowering belief, such as that we are loved by all of life, it feels a fuck of a lot better than believing anything else. Okay, I'll listen to it. Thanks, Kat. Do I do breathing exercises, mantras, exercises to promote love too? Not a whole hell of a lot. I do say prayers. I don't do breathing exercises. That's something I have not really gotten into. I mean, I do yoga. I do hot yoga. I do regular yoga. That helps me too. That helps me connect with love. But I feel like you don't even have to do an exercise or anything. Like, love is the most natural feeling in the world, okay? And I want you to really get this ingrained into your brain. Like, you don't have to fucking, like, do anything to feel loved by all of life. Feeling loved by all of life is what is natural. And if you were like in alignment with your soul, you would naturally feel that all the time, right? And I mean, there's things you can do to access it, right? Like, yeah, meditation or breathing exercises or listening to love songs or, you know, connecting with the creator of all that is in a theta healing session or whatever. But actually, like, it's so much easier than that. Like, when you're not up here thinking thoughts that make you feel not loved, you naturally just are in love. So if you're struggling with feeling loved, another thing you can do too is just stop thinking about it, okay? Stop trying, okay? Stop trying to feel loved. Stop trying to fall in love. Stop trying to find love. Stop listening to love songs. Especially if you're like just getting out of a breakup or something, or like really struggling with feelings of being not loved. It's best to just get off the topic entirely and just trust that love is actually the natural response of your soul, okay? So it's not something you have to try to do, and then just focus on something that you love. Like, focus on a baby, or focus on a puppy, or like do something fun that you love to do, right? And you will naturally rise up to that feeling of love. Go buy a car, Michael says. Yeah, go buy a car. So, yeah, like if you're really struggling with this, it can feel like it's hard to feel loved by all of life because you're so used to feeling the opposite, right? But it's not actually hard. I just really want you to take away from this video that, like, it's the most natural feeling in the world to be loved by all of life. And, you know, the feeling of pure worthiness is the feeling of what you want wants you, or what you love is loving you, right? If you love life, life loves you right back. And I want you to just take some time and just like ingrain that into your brain and download it into every cell of your being, download the belief that you are always unconditionally loved for who you are. And then you can just kind of relax, and you no longer need to try to earn love, and you no longer need to like filter out certain parts of your personality that you think are unlovable. You can just be who you fucking are and love your life and do exactly what you want to do all the time, and just know that you are loved, right? Like, we make it so much more complicated than it is, but love is a feeling. You can't think your way to love. You can't even do your way to love. Like, it just naturally is, and you always have a choice whether or not you are going to connect with this energy or not, right? But once you're there, you can't be anything except there, right? And like I said at the beginning, it's not really something that I can just teach you. Like, it either is or it isn't, right? My God, I'm like so hot, you guys. I'm like so hot. I think I'm like getting close to being ovulating because I'm like so fucking horny. Like, it's unbelievable. And I'm really hot. Like, yesterday was so funny. And I have a hard time focusing when it's this time of the month. Like, I'm just so distracted. But yeah, yesterday it was so funny. We're like lying in bed, me and my friend Jessie. We're like up in Whistler. And I'm so horny. And then she's like, I know, I can feel your vagina pulsating. I don't know why I had to share that, but I had to because it was really fucking funny. But I actually want to move. I think I want to move over there so that I can like open the door a little bit. Cause yeah, I'm like really hot right now, you guys. In all ways. In all ways. Anyways. Isn't that funny though? Like, isn't my friend Jessie like hilarious? I just like had to share that. It was so funny, you guys. Last night. Anyways, like, so there's been, yeah, that feels better. So I'm just like a ball of fire and life right now. Hold on, I'm gonna turn that light off. I thought you were petting yourself a bit more than usual. Yeah, I'm like so freaking turned on, you guys. Like, I'm so turned on. But I haven't like done anything to deal with it. Like, haven't been with a man or anything or done anything. So tonight, I think the toy will be out. But that's completely off topic. But actually it isn't. Because here's the thing. Love and sexual energy are quite connected, I feel. And I really do feel like when you're really tapped into the energy of love, you're naturally also very sexual and turned on as well. And the thing too, like, a lot of women who struggle with like having an orgasm, I really feel that it's because they're failing to tap into this energy of being loved by all of life. Okay? Hey Richard, they're not able to like step back out of these thoughts and just into the body and into the full knowing that you are loved by all of life, right? Because when you know that you're loved by all of life, you're relaxed and you feel good and you feel loved, and then you feel turned on as well. It's just like a natural byproduct of that. So it is connected, actually. That was very connected. Little side note, that was very connected. So one of the ways like I feel loved by all of life too, you guys, is like after an orgasm or during an orgasm as well. Because in that state, you are totally connected with source energy. Like, you're actually like totally connected with soul and God. So that's another way too that you can feel loved by all of life, is just make sure you're having lots of orgasms. And you won't be able to have them if you don't feel freaking loved by all of life. Have you guys noticed that? Like, it's a lot easier to have really good sex when you're like already feeling in love. I mean, not necessarily with that person, but just like in love with yourself and life in general, right? So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say, you guys. But like I've been saying this whole entire time, it's an experiential thing. It's not something I can just teach you. Like, And I hope that by just like being in my energetic presence and like the amount of love that I've cultivated within my own being can just like be transferred to you, right? But that can only happen if you are open to receive that love. So you got to just work on reworking any beliefs up here that say that you aren't worthy of love, or that love isn't actually the natural state, right? You got to just let go of that shit and remove any fears around it, and just accept that love is the truth of who you are, and that you are loved by all of life. And as you look for more and more evidence of it, you shall find. And that's one of my favorite things to say, you guys, is like, as you seek, you shall find, right? You always find what you're looking for. You always find what you're looking for. So start today, start right now to look for evidence of how fucking loved you are by all of life. And I love you all so much. Remember, you came for the joy of living. We'll talk soon. Bye.